Hello, this is John from the Haunt Informer,
And I'm Glenn from Fall Ritual.
and this is episode 17 of Fall Informer. And today we are doing an entire recap of our haunt season, and we're going to open the new year for 2022 with the past fall haunt season and past it. We went to haunts past the technically haunt season past October. Haunts are even open in November and December, so we're going to talk about that here. And we're going to start out with September, and you can talk about what haunts you went to in September first, Glenn.
September, I did three haunts, Field of Screams, Lehigh Valley Scream Park, and Reaper's Revenge. Field of Screams to me is always the kickoff of the season. That to me is just like the opening weekend, that opening kickoff. That's how it's been since 2011, other than 1 year. 1 year I missed it, 2018. But since 2011, that has been my, I guess, official kickoff to the haunt season.
That's impressive. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely the one I've been to the most. I would say Field of Screams is probably the haunt I've been to the most. But
Yeah, I would
going
agree
every
with you.
year and then the off-season stuff,
Yeah, I agree with you. I've been there a ton of times over the years, tons and tons of times.
But
So
it was cool. This year was cool. You didn't get to go to Field of Screams this year. I believe you had a concert.
yeah. I went to Ice Night Kills the day media night was
Um,
going.
but it was really cool. They definitely did some new things this year, changed it up. Definitely really cool.
Yeah, I got to see the new changes fully done. And when I went and I'll talk about it later when I saw Field of Screams during December for the creepy Christmas. I
Right.
went to that
Well,
and
we saw a little bit of changes for the midway or the halfway, yeah, halfway to holiday.
Yeah.
But
But
then they
I
really
saw them completely done in December.
right.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was the first time I did the media night
Oh yeah?
at Field of Screams, which was a really fun event. That was really cool.
Yeah, they have one of the best media events out there easily.
Yeah. So it was definitely a cool night. Definitely always a fun time to kick off that haunt season. And like I said in my reviews, it's one that I don't ease into it, man. Field of Screams is it's a tough one to go through. There's a lot, especially if like getting the kick off the haunt season when you haven't gone through them. If get that fog and that dust, into your system again, and
On crud.
the haunt crud.
Yeah.
Exactly. You wake up the next morning, you got that haunt crud. What's is that me? Do you get it? Or is it
I
just
don't get it. I don't get it.
no?
No, I don't get that.
I wake up and it's just I'm not used to breathing in that fog and the dust and the dirt and
Tell
stuff
us
like that.
below if you get haunt crud. In the
Yes,
comments
yes,
below.
comment if you know what I'm talking about. If you wake up the next morning and you're like, you sneeze and it's just this funky color because you don't know what you just breathed in the night before.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right.
What was your kickoff? What was your kickoff to the season?
My kickoff to the season was Howie Knights at Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. And it was a very different event because it was very different from Tear Down the Walls in the past. It was not the same at all. It was a festival feel. So there were mobile areas you could walk to. There was actually mobile areas of the property that you hadn't ever been on if you've been to Tear Down the Walls. They opened for this event. So it had a very festival feel. You could choose a haunt that was scary. You could go to a spooky area that wasn't scary, it was just creepier. So it was interesting. I really enjoyed it. And the cinnamon toast bites were delicious.
Cinnamon toast, they sound good.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
I got the pumpkin ones, pumpkin spice ones.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, talking about something that completely changed and completely had a whole overhaul.
I got
Nice.
my gargoyle sticker, and I got my vampire teeth from the Bloodline Lounge.
Nice.
like you were saying, it did completely change.
It's complete overhaul of what they're doing, and I guess that's the direction they're going in now. I don't know. I don't. I haven't heard from anyone. I don't know how good they did. I don't know how the turnout was. You
Oh,
know.
they did it. I saw from their social media they did incredibly well. They were selling out night after night.
Okay.
So
So
they
I guess
did very well.
people like that idea of this whole more like like you say, like a festival thing, more
Yeah.
like they had different like beer gardens and like speakeasies and lounges and stuff,
Yes.
not strictly this is a haunted
Yeah.
attraction type thing.
I actually got to talk to Brett, who runs the event, Terror on the Walls and now Howie Knights. I did a whole video about it with him, and I talked all about it before I went. And he actually invited me out as media for media night to go, and that was very nice of him, and that was awesome. And it was interesting event. There were still haunted houses, like they still had machine shop, and that was still scary. And they changed the lockdown into the crypt with vampires.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's interesting.
And he said that all the feedback they got from their surveys is what they tried to do with this festival event, because people would say, I want to go to a haunt and then get a snack and then go to another haunt instead of just strictly being 6 haunts in a row.
Right.
So that's what they tried to do this year.
Okay. Interesting.
And I also went to Reaper's Revenge in September as well. And we can talk about that now if you want to, because we both went there. And that was Glenn's first time going this year. So it's awesome.
But before,
first you're having all 5 attractions.
But before Reapers, I did Lehigh Valley Screen Park.
Nice.
That was their first year open after their fire they had last year. And talk about completely redone. This seems to be the year of completely redoing things.
Yeah, definitely.
Lehigh Valley Screen Park completely changed their haunt. They got rid of the zombie paintball. They did it was a hayride, a house, and then like a bio purge thing. And I gotta say, their queue system was very well done. It was unbelievable. Each group got like a number, and you can just hang out in the midway, and the DJ would call like, okay, groups 1 through 10 go to the hayride line. So it's like you can hang out at the midway, and it cuts down like the actual queue line.
That's a great idea.
Really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. You can hang out. They had like, you can get pizzas. They had like a pizza maker there. People selling pizza, food vendors, stuff like that. It was a really, really well done. And just props to them for like coming back that strong after that devastating fire.
Yes, great job. And
because they easily could have just folded and just say, okay, this is just too much. This is just too much to handle, too much to do. But they didn't. They came back strong, and huge props to Lehigh Valley Screen Park for coming back so strong and putting on a great haunt.
Yeah, definitely check out Glenn's review for Lehigh Valley. He talks all about it, and he said how he was scared and condemned, and he didn't want to go.
Condemned was unbelievable. Condemned was just crazy, especially that upper level, especially like that second level was just unbelievable what they were doing. Completely different from what it was in the past, and that was just awesome to see what they were doing there. Nice.
And then we went to Reaper's Revenge as well, right?
The next day I went to Reaper's Revenge and met up with you.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah. First time at Reaper's, and that place is just mind-blowing.
It's awesome.
It's on a whole level. When I said that after going through it, I said this, I don't understand how people can compare other haunts to Reapers, because once you start comparing, then you're already going to kind of be disappointed, because it's not going to be, you always got to put them on like another level of, just don't even compare them.
Reapers is amazing. Every single haunt there. So what do you think tell everybody what you thought about Pitch Black?
Pitch Black, I honestly don't, if it wasn't for you leading the way, I don't know how I would have gotten out of it. is just, yeah, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, you gotta just go through. I don't know. You just got to push your way through it, feeling around. And sadly, because you were leading the way, I couldn't feel the walls.
Oh yeah, because
I was just holding on to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But apparently.
Oh yeah, touch the walls. The textures are insane. There's some points it's spiky, some points it's wet, and there's like bodies, and oh, it's insane.
And the music, I can't get over the music.
Oh,
it's
the
not
music
even
very
music.
loud.
It's like this, like bass that just is like just it's just hard to explain. It just messes with you.
Yeah, and even on the Hayride, they were intense. Even during the Hayride, they abducted me and tried to.
Oh yeah, this place is just. It's just unbelievable what they're doing out there. And I mean, if you haven't been there, I mean, just go check this place out. I mean, wherever you have to come from to go to it, it's worth it. It's a 2-hour drive for us. It's a 2-hour drive for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm telling you, if you live like halfway across the country, just fly in and go to this place because it's unbelievable what they're doing there.
Yeah, it's really well done, and the way they have all the timing is impeccable. How you just go from one thing to another. It's
really so
get
crazy.
into another group. They do a really good job.
Because we had talked about this. There is no actual proper. There is a midway, but like once you're on the Hayride, you have to go through everything in order.
Yes.
But you never really feel like you're with the same group. It's just really weird how they do it. So it's just really well put together. It's just.
And Glenn got scared a billion times in the Lost Carnival.
Oh my God, that carnival is just. Yeah, there's a lot going on in that carnival.
And even their 3D haunt is insane. Even Delirium's insane.
No, there's nothing about
Delirium.
There's nothing. There's nothing easy. Let's say there's nothing easy. There's nothing that's going to be like you can catch your breath and like, oh, okay, that one wasn't as intense. No, they're all intense. They're all just very.
And they give everyone the notice, public service announcement. There is no crawling, which we were.
Yes.
So
there is no crawling, but boy, there's certainly a lot of other things that's going to mess with your mind and
yes.
It's
a great mix of scary and beautiful scenes too. Like they have beautiful scenes like Pumpkin Hill, and there's the demented areas. So.
Oh yeah, it's just. I don't know how that. It's one of those things you want to talk about it so much because what they're doing there is incredible, but like you don't want to ruin anything for people. So I said in my review, the whole time you go through it, you'll be speechless because you just can't believe what you're seeing. But as soon as you go through it, you're just gonna be talking weeks about it, months even. Look, we're still
even
talking
now.
about.
Yeah, still talking about it next year. Yeah.
But no, I'm definitely excited to go again next year and check it out again. Because that's got to be, it's one of those. If I lived within like an hour or closer to it, I would hit it multiple times a year, just because it's that good.
Yeah, it's awesome, and definitely take advantage of the coupons and go on days when they are not as busy. They actually have a really nice calendar they put up every year saying what days are more busier than others. So all you got to do is print out that coupon at your house, and then you have to pay with cash at the ticket booth, and you buy your ticket there. Yeah. And they actually give you a ticket. They don't actually give you a ticket like this, like for Kim's. They don't give you a ticket like this. It's actually like a tiny like carnival ticket, like you would get at a carnival. You either get a red one or a green one. So.
Right. I think that was like the only thing I had to like nitpick. And I felt like such a jerk for even saying it. Like, it's like me nitpicking like, oh, I wish I got like a ticket stub or something. But it's like, I felt like such a jerk for even saying it because.
Well, it'd be awesome. It'd be really awesome if
it would be.
in the future they have one. It'd be like so cool.
I have an actual like ticket stub that can, just punch the things as you go through them. But
Yeah, kind of like a screen pass from like Field of Screens where they
yeah,
just
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So now we're on to October. We went to a ton of haunts this year, and Glenn actually got to go out to 13 this year. So that's
13 in
insane.
total.
13 in total. It's absolutely insane. I went to a decent amount. I went to 9 in total during the whole haunt season, pretty much, excluding December. But the main haunt season, I went to like 9. So that's a decent amount. So
That is
we're both
good.
haunt addicts here. We're both
Yes.
haunt addicts. So do you want
Well,
to kick off
what was
October?
you? Yeah, October. The first thing I did in October was Night of Terror at
Oh, nice.
Creamy Acres. That was the first time I met you. Was
Yes,
last year,
yes.
2020. That was the first time I met you at Creamy Acres. I went back to it this year because I loved it so much. In 2020, decided to go back. Not many changes from 2020.
Okay.
But it was still great. It was still awesome. Still put on a great haunt. I was a little disappointed that the donut shop, the little donut stand, was closed the night I went.
Oh man, those are good donuts.
They were. I think it was because it was. I think I went. I don't think I even went opening weekend. I think I asked someone like, "Oh, how come the donut stand isn't open?" And the person said, "Oh, they just didn't want to open." Like, I think there was a Saturday night too in October. Like, why wouldn't you be open? But other than that, yeah, no, it was awesome. I definitely had a lot of fun at Creamy Acres.
The playground's still amazing.
Yes, the playground was awesome. And the what was the other one? It was Nightmares, I think it's called, or like
Dark Despair, something like that.
something.
Dark Dreams.
Dark Dreams,
like that.
something. Dark Dreams. Yes. Now it's still awesome as well.
Oh yeah.
So definitely fun.
How did it feel compared to Pitch Black once you went through that one?
What's that?
How would you compare going through Pitch Black and that one, Dark Dreams, with the blackout parts of it, like the blackout mazes? How would you compare the feeling of being in both of them?
Oh, as compared to the one in Reapers?
Yeah, I'm saying like how after going through Pitch Black and experiencing that crazy
and going
haunt,
through another dark one.
another haunt that's darker.
All like Pitch Black, all dark areas are intense. But yeah, I don't think there's anything as intense as Pitch Black in Reapers. But that's I'm gonna bring up a question later when I get to the Frightland of what's more intense, being tight or being in an open area, not being able to feel walls and can't see. So we'll get to that question a little later.
Yeah. All right. So first haunt I went to for October. I actually went at the very end of September and the very beginning of October. I went to Howling Horror Nights Orlando in Orlando, Florida. I wanted to go to this haunt so many years, and I actually got to go with Grin and Cheeks of Bloodshed Farms. So it was an amazing time. We absolutely loved it. Went through every house multiple times. I went through all the haunted houses, and then I went through them again with my express pass. So I was there, stay and scream before the event technically started to the very end. I closed out the park both nights I went. So my legs hurt after that.
Now, what is that experience like? Now, it's not like a typical haunted attraction where they have like a midway and you can just go. It's like a theme park. I mean, it's
a theme park with haunts all over the place.
Okay.
Yes. So, and I have to show this. This is my lanyard I got with Behind the Screams, and it has a whole bunch of cool things like the Invisible Man. And this is my pin I got for Beetlejuice.
Oh, nice.
That was a really good haunted house. And I got the patch too. There you go.
That was a big thing this year. Beetlejuice. Every haunt I seemed like I went through had like a Beetlejuice scene or
People
Beetlejuice.
Want it, man. People want it.
It was just crazy. I'm just like, where's this resurgence of Beetlejuice coming from?
They must have been inspired by Horror Nights. It's like, ooh, Horror Nights is doing it. We gotta do it.
It must be. It was crazy. It seemed a lot of haunts I went to had some type of like Beetlejuice.
Didn't you say Beetlejuice was at Valley of Fear?
Yeah. Yep.
So Beetlejuice was a ton of fun. You start out with a vortex tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really cool. And there was a Beetlejuice up on a upper balcony, and he was messing with the crowd and talking to them. So before
Now,
you
how
went
long
to
were
it,
you down there? How long were you down in Orlando for that?
Orlando, I was there. I think I was there for like a week. I was there for a while because
Uh,
I got there a day before I went to Horror Nights because they had the Jacked Up experience, was this little interactive experience at the Cabana Bay Resort. And you could go on the second floor and go in this special area that had it completely themed. And I have a video of it up on my YouTube channel, but it was a lot of fun. And you could get pictures with props of Jack and see a video of Jack talking to you, Jack the Clown I'm referring to. And that was a lot of fun. I really liked that. They had this mirror set up with like paint in front of it, so it looked like that's where he had put his grease paint on. It was really cool. And then you could go to that whenever you wanted, like from like 2 p.m. to like nighttime. So I went through it multiple times. So on different days.
right.
So because the first time I recorded it, and then the second time I just got to go through and look at it. So
No. And you did another haunt down in Orlando that I would love to check out called
Henry's
Sir Henry's.
Fear the Bow Tie. I love that hashtag, Fear the Bow Tie.
Um,
As
Sir Henry's looks like a really, really cool haunt. It looks
oh,
like there's some cool stuff down there.
it was everything I wanted it to be. I really wanted to go because it looked amazing on YouTube from years prior, and they completely changed this year. Even I talked to the owner, Zachary Glaros, on Zoom here on my YouTube channel, and I loved it. He was really nice, very informative, very excited, and he actually plays the character of Sir Henry. So even when they're open, he's there. And he said he called himself the Mickey Mouse of Sir Henry's. So that was funny to me. So, and he did not disappoint. He did a really good job. Shout out to that build crew. They definitely took a long time building everything. I think he
Right.
said they built that massive facade for Blood Masquerade in like 2 months. So this great job, everybody. And the actors
Yeah.
were awesome too. Great job to all the actors. And I went through multiple times. I got to go through every single trail, all 3 trails, 3 times. And
Wow.
yeah, it was amazing. And I was there as media. So thank you very much for inviting me out as media, Sir Henry's. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful time. And I got to meet a bunch of YouTubers I follow. I went to Sir Henry's and I got to meet them and I got to go through haunts with them. So shout out to Brian from Orlando. I got to go through with Brian and Stephanie through trails. So that was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And we did the mini escape room there too. And we were horrible at it. We were supposed to light 3 pumpkins and then get out. And we only lit 1 pumpkin. So that's okay.
Your track record for escape rooms isn't that good, is it?
No, I got 0 for 2 now. You're not good either.
No, I'm not. I'll admit that I'm not good. This is why I rarely do them.
I'm 0 for 2. How many are you for? 0 for what?
3.
How many? 3? Okay, 0 for 2, 0 for 3. Okay. We're just as bad.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But Sir Henry's was amazing. I loved every single trail. And like I said, I went through the trails multiple times and they changed the skit lines and the scare techniques. It wasn't the same each time. So I loved that. So
That's awesome.
great job to the actors and everybody there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So after Creamy Acres, I did Valley of Fear, which was awesome. I haven't been to Valley of Fear. I haven't been to Valley of Fear in 2011, maybe.
That was a long time.
So go back after 10 years and see what they're doing. Was awesome. Again, there was a Beetlejuice roaming around that you can do photo ops with. They have 3 attractions. I didn't believe it's 3 attractions out of Valley of Fear. Some really cool photo ops. That was a place I stressed highly to get there early.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe the lines at that were going on there. I mean, people parking in like a whole different lot, getting bussed over, stuff like that. It was unbelievable. I mean, that is a place. If you're going, get there very early. Get there before they open, because
How are their lines set up there? How would you compare it to like Field of Screams or Creamy Acres? How
It's
would you compare
weird.
the lines?
It's a weird setup they got going on there. They do have like a little midway area, but once you get through the ticket booth, like the ticket line, you can
Yeah.
choose which one you can go to.
Oh, so it's kind of like
Because you,
Vegas, where you can like choose.
yeah, sort of. But the way it's set up, I would recommend going on the Hayride first, because the Hayride drops you off to like the house. The house is going to lead you to the trail.
Okay.
Um, so to cut down on walking and where you're going to go, it's easier to do the Hayride house trail. And then the trail shoots you back right into the midway.
Oh, okay. Nice. Do they have a merch shop?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And I
No?
even went up to like the little like food stand,
Oh yeah.
and I didn't see any merch or anything, because I was looking to get like a t-shirt. But I didn't see any.
So how was your overall experience there? How would you rate it?
Oh, I thought it was great. I like Valley Fear this time around. I didn't have a good experience in 2011. That's
No?
why it probably took me 10 years to go back.
Oh, yeah.
But no, this year was great. I highly recommend it to check it out. Not sure if I'll go back again next year. I might take a year off from it, just because John, we try to get to different ones as possible. So
Yes, we tried to
I definitely highly
expand our
recommend
knowledge. Yes.
checking it out and getting there early.
All right. So I also went to Frightland, and I actually went to Frightland because I was recommended to go there from Glenn. I watched his review of it and made me really happy. And I said, that sounds amazing. We talked about it here on Fall Informer, and I got to go, and I bought the VIP pass when I went. And I'm very happy I did, because I went on a Saturday and it was
Talk about long lines.
It was
Talk
packed.
about long lines.
Oh
I
my
went on
God.
a Sunday. Sunday I went, and the line was like at the security gate, wrapped around like 3 times out into the parking lot
Yeah,
before it even.
it was
Um,
insane. But
so
props to the security and everybody. It was very safe with that. And they definitely went pretty fast. It went quickly.
mhm, yeah, and it was good to see all the rides open again this year.
Yes,
The
yes. I
whole
was so happy to see all the rides. I went on them. After I went through all the haunts, I went through some of the
I
rides.
did two. I think I went on two. No one wanted to go on the Ferris wheel with me.
Oh, come on, man.
I was so excited to go on the Ferris wheel, but no one wanted to go. I did do the bumper cars though,
Yeah, I love bumper cars. I
and the
had a
little
really fun
spook house.
group.
Did you go through the little spook house on the cart?
Oh, yeah. I did that. Yeah. Classic old dark ride, just cheesy little thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I love bumper cars. It's so much fun. My group was a lot of fun. Everybody was going around each other and hitting each other, and
And it was a good bumper cars, because you notice if you go to bumper cars on like the boardwalk,
yeah,
it's kind of like a track now you have to follow. You can't all
yeah.
going in the same. Yeah, it's almost like a go-kart track, but
Really, so
obviously
there's
it's
like a
bumper cars.
medium to it,
Yeah,
not just free range.
yeah, right. So the ones on the boardwalk have like this, like, yeah, like a track type medium thing in the middle. But the one at Frightland, man, it was a free for all. You
No,
could go
free for all.
anywhere,
Everybody going.
and I love those.
Yeah, I love that. So it's a lot of fun at Freyland, because you can go through all these haunted houses, and because you go through a whole bunch of them and then you stop, and then you can go to other ones like the zombie prison.
Mhm.
You can stop, you could go on rides, you can get
Yep.
something to eat. So that's a
And
lot
it's
of
got to
fun.
be one of the best values out there.
Yes.
Um, I think for general admission tickets, it was $35, and that got you in all 8 attractions and unlimited rides.
Wow. Dang. I got a VIP pass, so it was a little more expensive, but I got 25% off because it was the 25th anniversary. I used a code that they
Okay,
shared on Twitter. They shared it on Twitter, and I retweeted it and tell
nice.
everybody else. So and I used
Um,
that and I got 25% off. So it was worth it. It made my experience a lot better, being able to skip all the bad lines.
yeah, but like, since I'm such a lunatic of getting there early and on time, as you know,
Yeah.
um, I mean, you wait. You're gonna wait a half hour to get in. You're gonna wait till it, kind of the sun sets and gets a little dark. But I'd rather wait then than wait like
Yes.
3 hours in,
I
in
totally
line.
agree with you. Yes.
You know.
Totally agree. And we
Yeah.
can both agree Freightland has an amazing hayride. I love that.
Yes, Brightline
I love
Hayride
that hayride.
is
It did
really
not
awesome.
disappoint. It did not disappoint.
There's a lot of skeletons on that hayride. Did you ever notice
Yes.
that? This
Yeah,
is the
there
first
is.
year I'm like, wow, a lot of scenes here have a lot of skeletons going on,
And
you know?
mannequins too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
mannequins too. Just random creepy mannequins. You're like, huh?
And I love like their Egyptian scene
Yes. Yes.
because what haunt has like in this mummy Egyptian scene,
No,
which is awesome.
I love that. So I wish I'd actually seen a scare actor in that area, like a mummy or something. I didn't. I just saw
Yeah.
figures.
Um, but what do you got after Frightland?
After Fairyland, I headed up to the Pittsburgh area and Uniontown, and I did a whole weekend of haunts. I went to the Scare House and Haunted Hills Estate Scream Park.
Nice. I know you were trying to get me out to those.
Yes, yeah, I
You're
was.
really trying to get me out to those. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to go out there, see what Pittsburgh has a great haunt scene out there. Tons of stuff to do. Yeah, I would have liked to go to going out there with you.
I've heard lots of good things about other haunts there. There's also 100 Acres Manor. I've heard lots of great things about
Mhm.
that. So you'll have to check them out someday.
Yeah.
Oh man. So the Scare House was actually inside of a mall, and it was a pretty dead mall. The mall was pretty
Isn't
much
every mall a dead mall pretty
yeah,
much
pretty
at
much
this point?
nowadays. Yeah, nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing now.
That's what they should just do with these malls, these dead malls. Make them into haunted
Yeah,
attractions.
make them all into haunted attractions.
Yeah, you just go through from store to store and just go
Oh,
ahead and
that'd be
just
awesome.
yeah.
You know what? They
Each
should
storefront is
totally
like a
do like a
different
Day of the Dead or something.
perfect,
Go through the mall.
perfect.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. And don't let it deter you going to the Scare House in the mall. Scare House was really good. And I love that the first haunt, Demon Hour, I did the behind the scenes tour and I got to talk to the owner as well. And that was really nice. I like talking to him. And I actually got one of the set decorators that actually built the sets to do the tour with me. And
Oh, nice.
it was actually just me. No one else had booked a tour. So I got to take my time going through it all.
That's
So
awesome.
that was a lot of fun. And it looks just as good as it does with the lights on without them, with the show lighting. So and I liked it so much, I bought another ticket and went through again. So
That's how you do it.
that's how you do it. You can't miss the Scarehouse Bunny though. Get a picture with the Scarehouse Bunny. Axe wielding bunny out there.
Nice.
Yeah. So what other haunt did you go to?
I did the Haunting of Elks Lodge, number
Oh, nice.
714 in Bridgeport, PA. That is a place I have gone to every single year other than 2020 because they were closed. I've gone to it every year since 2012. And that is a place I will 100% go to every year and support. Just due to the fact that not only is it a great haunt, it's one of those haunts that I love. These haunts that are set up for the community, like the profits for that haunt go right back to the community. All the actors are volunteer. They're just doing some good things there for their community. So which is awesome. Again, not only they're doing a great haunted attraction, it's going to a great cause.
So how was the haunt itself this year?
The haunt itself was great. Again, another Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Elks Lodge had a
We
Beetlejuice.
we would have had said Beetlejuice so many times now. He should have appeared now.
It should. I should have made a little note of how many haunts actually had a Beetlejuice, but Elks Lodge had a Beetlejuice. It was really good. They're doing awesome things there. Highly recommend check them out. It's not that far from Penhurst. It's probably about a good 20-minute, 25-minute, 30, depending on traffic from Penhurst. It's one of those, it's not going to take you long to go through. And once you knock that out, you can head over to Penhurst.
And you went to Terra Labs too, right? That isn't far from Penhurst.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I went to Terra Labs. I'll get to that, but definitely went. Yeah. And it's not, Terror Labs and Penhurst are like 10 minutes from each other. I always stress if you're going to Terror Labs or if you're going to Penhurst, make sure you go to Terror Labs.
Yeah, I didn't know about that years ago. I wish I'd known because I would have totally gone. And I've heard all the great things you've said about them. So I gotta check them out one year. Because you say they're a lot of fun every year, you say.
Terror Labs is awesome. We're definitely gonna have the get the owner of Terror Labs on for an
Yes,
interview.
I can talk about
He's
that.
been in the haunt industry since like the early 80s. So
Oh wow, that's a long time. Dang.
Yeah.
He would know a lot then.
yes.
Definitely know a lot.
But definitely check out Elks Lodge. They're weird. They don't have like any official website. It was like end of August where I actually commented on their Facebook, like, are you guys opening this year? And then the person was like, oh yeah, we're opening, and like posted a flyer. I'm like, were you going to announce this? Like, were you going to promote this? Because they have no website. Like, you just kind of got to find it on Facebook. And but like I said, go check them out. They're doing great things. It's all going to a good cause.
Alrighty. So I also went to, when I was in the Pittsburgh area, I also went to Haunted Hills Estate Scream Park, and I got to see my friend Aiden there. And I got there early, and he let me go through both of the haunted houses, Experiment 31 and also the house. And he did a complete behind the scenes tour for that. And I got to check out the makeup area as well. It's on a separate part of the property. And I loved it. It was such a good time. Even though it was a really rainy night, it actually rained out the trails. They were going to open the trails. They were getting the actors ready and everything. Then it started downpouring and it was just a muddy mess on the trails. So they couldn't open them, which is unfortunate, but I still had a really good time. And I told Aiden what I thought about the haunts after I went through both of them. And it was a lot of fun. The house was awesome. It was that classic grungy haunted house you want. Like when you go into a haunted house, you're like, I want a creepy grungy house. That's what that was. And the actors were on point, coming from the floor. It was really well done. And Amadeus was crazy. He had this really cool mask from Immortal Masks where it looks like he has no eyes. It was really cool. I really liked the house. That was one of my favorite haunted houses this year.
Oh wow. Nice.
It was really good.
No, that's definitely one I wish I could have gone out and checked out. Yeah, I hear it's really awesome out there.
Yeah, I totally have to go back and see the trails because I didn't watch YouTube. Like other people went there and filmed the trails and I didn't want to watch it. So I honestly don't know what the experience of the trails is. So I'd have to go back and see that. But they added updates to it last year. So I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah, nice. I did two in one night.
Oh yeah.
In October, which was the Hotel of Horror and the Waldorf Estate. Hotel of Horror, again, that place, I love it. I love it there. I love what they're doing. It's one of those places that generally just like really freaks me out. Like I always like, it's one of those places where I've been to it so many times, but standing in like the line, I'm like getting freaked out. Just standing on, I'm getting freaked out. I'm like, God, what? Because they change it every year. They do things, and the actors there are so insane that you never know what they're going to do. You never know what you're going to encounter. This year was no different. They changed it up. The actors were more intense. I said in my review, this was, I think, the most intense I've ever seen it.
Really? Dude,
Yeah.
we gotta go there this year. I've never been there. I would love to.
It's unbelievable what they're doing there. It's on like a whole completely different level of haunted attractions because you know they're not doing your stereotypical stuff there.
Oh, okay.
They're
So it's like all original.
Yeah, and you won't find any. No Beetlejuice there. You will not find any licensed character there. You will not find that. Every actor there is an original character. It was still great. And then right after that, I did the Waldorf Estate of Fear because they were only like 20 minutes from each other. And that was the first time going there since 2013, maybe. and I loved what they were doing there.
Oh yeah.
Their trail was one of the most unique trails I've been on, where every scene was a movie scene, and that was just awesome. And of course, Beetlejuice, they had Beetlejuice in the trail.
I should have that on screen, like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, yeah. If you're watching this review and this is like a drinking game, well, I don't drink. I know you don't drink, John, but every time we say Beetlejuice,
Take
a drink. Yeah, right. But it's just crazy how many haunts had Beetlejuice this year. But no, it was really cool because I always said that you saw the resurgence of Pennywise, and because when the It movies came out, every haunt had Pennywise, and
That exploded. He went crazy.
They had a Pennywise scene, but I always said, like, why don't you utilize other Stephen King stories?
Wait, was it the original Pennywise or was it the new one?
It was the new one.
Oh, okay. Because it'd be awesome if it was the old one.
But they did. They
I
had
like
other.
I like both versions, but
they had other Stephen King movies.
Oh yeah.
And that was just awesome. What they were doing there was just unbelievable. And it's like you walked into a set, and you can almost you immediately know what you're walking into.
Okay.
And you're just waiting for the character, and it was really cool. It was really unique what they were doing.
Did they have Pet Cemetery?
Yes.
Oh, awesome!
Yes,
I'd love to see that. I would love to see that.
And they had Children of the Corn.
Oh, okay. That'd be really creepy.
It was awesome, and their actors, they were really good.
Oh yeah,
they were really good at
Would they get close to you or just?
I got it. Wait a minute. I do have to. Speaking of actors at Waldorf, I do have to give a shout out to the main guy in front of the house, in front of the hotel. Okay. That actor was unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
He was not only doing like being a line actor, he was the actor in the main room.
Oh, okay.
Doing like a whole introduction.
Nice.
But that guy was unbelievable. So huge props to that actor at working the line and introduction room. Because to do that all night, the whole season, unbelievable.
Yeah. Just shout out to every single scare actor out there. They're doing a really good job. You're just scaring people, having a great time, making wonderful memories. So keep on doing it.
Definitely recommend checking out Waldorf Estate.
I went to Brighton Asylum and I'm wearing the shirt. I got committed to Frankie. Frank here, he even signed the shirt for me.
Oh,
and
nice.
I have a Brighton Asylum ticket here with the crazy nurse. Here, see if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it was a lot of fun. It has a warning on the back too, like don't lose it. So Brighton Asylum was a ton of fun. I actually went there on Halloween. That's how I spent Halloween. I was at Brighton Asylum, and Frankie was telling people in line he was going to carve him like a pumpkin and put a light in him. And he was giving out candy to people, and he gave me Whoppers. So yeah, and he followed me into the haunt. He said he would, and he did. And he throughout the haunt, he appeared. So Frankie's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Frankie.
Shout out to Frankie. And it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it so much. I also paid to go through again. I went through again. So I went through both Portal, the first haunt, and Brighton Asylum, and the third haunt, the Bleeding Grounds, twice. So
nice.
Mm-hmm. And it's a very interactive haunt. They had shaking floors. And you don't expect that. You go in and the floor all of a sudden is shaking. You're like, whoa. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, gotta love those shaky floors or the ones that just like shift.
Yes. Oh, watch out for the bridges in Brighton too. They got crazy bridges in there that'll move on you. So it's wild. It's wild.
I gotta get out to Brighton. I've never been to Brighton.
It's a lot of fun. And they had axe throwing too. I did the axe throwing. I wasn't very good at it. I only got one of them to stick, but it was fun.
So I did do Frightland, and to go back to the question of what's more terrifying, being in pitch black where it's like super tight, is that more terrifying than like going into a room that you can't see and not feeling any walls? I almost think that's a little more scary.
Yeah, yeah.
Frontline definitely does that to you.
Yeah, like at the very beginning of the zombie prison, at least when I went through,
Yeah,
it was
that's what
so
I'm
dark
referring
and
to.
misty. I honestly thought that was scarier than close
Yes,
compact because you really don't know where you're going and you don't know how
right.
long it is. So all of a sudden you're like this, just trying to find your way, and there's just this little green light, and
There's this green light that, you know, like you said, you don't know how far it is.
no,
Your depth perception is completely gone because you're surrounded by fog, and you have no idea where you're supposed to walk. You can't feel anything.
no.
I honestly think that's more terrifying than being in like a tight pitch
Yes,
black.
I agree with you because I don't really have claustrophobia. I know some people have it really badly. I purposely have gone into a coffin and done a coffin ride, so
Yeah,
how
yeah,
insane I am. But but I don't have claustrophobia, so those it is fun to go through like a claustrophobic area, and I love claustrophobia bags. But talking about this specific question, I definitely do think a larger area is scary because that's something I love about Terror Beyond the Walls and Howie Knights. Now they still have it with Machine Shop when you have to go through these great big hallways, this creepy, decrepit prison, and it's foggy, and all of a sudden prisoners are coming after you. That that's scary. That's well done.
yeah. I'll take that over, or I find that more terrifying than tight spaces and stuff like that.
Well,
But
you said that Lehigh Valley in the past. You said it was pretty insane, though.
yeah, they had some very tight pitch black. But just something about like walking into a like this big room and you don't know where you're supposed to go, and all you see is like a little light, and you're surrounded by fog and you can't see. It's something terrifying about that.
Yes, definitely. I totally agree with you. That really messes with your mind.
After Frightland, I did the Bates Motel
Nice.
again. Bates Motel, they did change their house. They did change the hotel. I think they added like 6 or 7 different rooms.
That's a lot.
Um, it is a lot, and I feel it was overdue. They should have done it a couple years ago, but I'm glad they actually did change stuff around. The trail is still the best thing out there. That trail is just so awesome. They did again this year. It was a walk through Hayride,
Yeah, the
which
cycle trail, right? It's like the cycle trail now.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's nice walking through it, but you know you're missing a lot of stuff because like if you're ahead of the if you're like in front of the line,
Mhm.
something's gonna go off behind you. You're not
So
gonna
the
everything.
animatronic triggers are off. Or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Um, but it's still nice, you know, to walk through.
Can you walk past the waterfall with like that rock monster? Do you walk past
Yes.
that?
hmm
That
hmm
would be amazing to see, though. Like the
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
How
Oh
tall?
yeah.
How tall
Like
did you?
it's huge, and like it's another thing. It's like, you know, they have these huge animatronics. So like, yeah, when you're like standing beside it, not just sitting in it, you really get to see like how huge these things are. Which is, it's cool to see. It's cool to walk through, but like I say, you're missing some things though. You know, it's like what you make up on certain things, you're missing on other things. So
So, do you actually experience the skits like you would on a hayride? Like when you go through, do they encounter you? It's just
no, not really. I mean, they have actors out there, and like you know the gas station scene,
yeah, yeah. I love that scene.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that gas station scene. So like the actors out there, and
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
Okay.
you do get some of the actors, but you at the most
It's
point
not
you're
the same.
just it's not the same. You're just walking through it.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
but it is worth going out for the trail. Well, the main attraction at Bates Motel is their donuts. I mean, let's get real here. You're going out to Bates for their donuts.
Donuts are really good.
Yeah, yes, they are.
Don't they sell out the donuts?
I don't know if they sell out, but I know. Remember one year, I actually had to wait for them to make
Oh,
another batch. I waited like a good 20 minutes
oh wow.
to get donuts.
Oh,
Um,
man.
but hey, you got to do what you got to do to get those donuts. You know.
Yeah. Oh man. So how would you say, didn't you say the finale for Bates, you told me? The finale for the Bates Motel is different now?
Yes, it's definitely different. It's much better.
What is it? Could you just tell me could you tell me like a general, because no one's told me what the new things at Bates is. So everyone's like, you should go see it and it's new, and I didn't get to go. So I'm like, what is it? Could you just
The
give
thing
me
I
like
remember the most,
general?
the thing I remember the most about the ending scene is like you get into like this giant room and it's like really well lit, and you're just kind of like, where do I go? Like, what door do I like? Where do I get to the next room?
Mhm.
And this actor comes out, and the actor was incredible in there. And I'm not sure if she said anything or something, but she just like pushes open like those double doors, and like that's the exit to it. But
Nice.
no, it was really cool.
Do they have a dentist scene in there now? I think they
Can't
have a
remember.
dentist scene. I
Yeah, I
think
can't remember the scene.
I think they were posting teasers on their Instagram. That's how
Yeah, maybe. Um, but it set up more now like an actual hotel. I remember that.
Okay.
where
So it
where
feels
you
more
kind of
like,
had like a desk clerk there, and you kind of
is there a
oh,
elevator now? Do they have an elevator now?
no, they didn't do that.
Okay.
Um, but no, it was cool. And I always say make sure you sign up for their emails because they do a 50% off tickets over the summer.
Totally worth it. Totally
So
worth
you
it.
get all three attractions for like $20, which is
That's
a
a
really good
steal.
price.
So, all right. So let me see. And then I went back to Kim's on a night, and that night was actually a night. Originally, Glenn and I were going to go to Bloodshed Farms, but it was really rainy and we couldn't go, which was unfortunate. I really wanted to see that. But I went to Kim's. It was the only haunt open that night. Everyone else was closed because of the rain. Kim's was open because they had indoor haunts. The only thing that was closed was their trail because it became a muddy mess. But everything else was open, and I had a wonderful time. This is my ticket for that, and I had a wonderful time. The horror on Menges Mill, the horror of Menges Mill is so good. That dragon lair, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I loved it. It was is a wonderful finale. It's not even the finale. Like that's like that's the pre-finale. You're like you're like this can't be. This has to be the end. No. Then you go into the dark. There's claustrophobia bags, and then you go into another area, and there's a chainsaw guy coming after you, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I love going to
I
Kim.
hear Kim's is awesome. I
Oh,
I love
Kim's
to
is
check
so
it
much
out.
fun. Kim's is so
Um,
much fun.
But I did do Terror Labs at the end of the season. At the end of, well, not the end of the season, at the end of October. Terror Labs, another place I will go and check out every single year. Again, that's one that's in a mall. And don't let that mall setting fool you. This place is, man, they're doing some intense stuff there. I love this place. Again, talking about all the actors are volunteers. I think it's like 10 or 15% of ticket sales goes to CHOP, which is really awesome.
Yes.
So they're doing some really incredible things out at Terra Labs, which is about 10 minutes from Penhurst. So, and I heard from the owner that this was their best season they've had
Oh
since
yeah.
they've opened. So
Nice. Good.
awesome. I've heard that with a lot of haunt owners. Like this year was like the best year they've had.
I bet it's
Um,
because everyone was cooped up from last year, and everyone's
Yeah,
like, "We
right.
got to go this year."
This year, yeah, that had to have been, and I know Terra Labs had a huge turnout, like you said, that weekend it was raining and everyone was closed. Since Terra Labs is inside, they had a huge turnout that night. So
Nice.
huge shout out to Terra Labs and what they're doing out there.
Yes. Now you also went to a haunt in November, right?
I did one last one in October. I did get out to Bloodshed Farms.
Oh yeah, you went to the drive-through. Yes.
I did go. That's the one we were planning on go to.
Yeah, it got rained out. Yeah.
Rained out.
Yeah.
Went the next night. Actually went on my mom's birthday.
Nice.
My mom was so cool about. She's like, "Yeah, I'll go out there and check it out and do this."
Nice. Awesome.
They were doing the drive-through thing again this year, which was really cool. It was a lot better setup than 2020, but definitely some awesome things going on. The sets were longer, bigger. Yeah, definitely a fun time at Bloodshed. Hopefully this year, hopefully they go back to the full setup.
Yeah, Grin and Cheeks were talking to us and saying that they were working on brand new things this year. And they were out there, right? They were entertaining and
Yes. Oh yeah, they were doing the line actors there, and this year was like even more intense because actors were allowed to get into your car. You had the windows rolled down. You got things thrown into your car. Definitely a lot more interactive. A lot of fun. It's always a fun time out in Bloodshed. They're doing some great things out there.
That's pretty crazy, letting people jump into your car.
Into your car. Yeah. Those actors out there are unbelievable what they do.
Was there
But
any
yeah, no.
scene you liked the most at Bloodshed this year? The drive-through?
What's that?
Was there any particular scene on the drive-through that was like the biggest scene to you, like really hit you the best, like the best scares, scariest, creepiest?
God, almost the very first scene. You get the first scene, it's like you get hit with like chainsaw actors
Oh,
on the
really?
very first scene. It was like, holy smokes! Like this is like when I did my live feed
Oh yeah,
out there. I
saw
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
you hear the chainsaw actors out there, and that was just the first scene you go through. But no, they were doing a lot of cool stuff. The clown scene was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The alien scene is always a good time.
Alien scene. Nice.
But yes,
Alright.
I did do one last haunt in November
Nice.
that concluded that. That was a small one called the Haunt PA. That was the name of the Haunt PA. Never heard of it before. Went to check them out. Again, all the actors are volunteer, and all the money went to the fire company. That it was
Nice.
the fire grounds. So definitely awesome what they were, and that place was unbelievable what they were doing there. Using actual music, like band music, inside the haunt for like different scenes was something I've never seen before.
I saw that at Terra Farm. At Terra Farm in Newport, Pennsylvania. They were
Mhm.
playing Down with the Sickness and Slipknot in there.
And you usually see it on a hayride. You will see it on a hayride, but not in an actual
Yeah, not an actual haunt. Yeah.
in
And
a building.
it wasn't a censored version either. It's an R-rated haunt, so the real
Yeah.
version was playing.
That place was really interactive. The Haunt PA. I hope they said next year they're going to add on to it and do more things and make it bigger. And I hope so. I hope this place just gets bigger and bigger because what they're doing out there was really cool.
I listened to your review about it and it sounded really good.
Yeah, it's one that I mean, it's literally in the middle of nowhere, which means it's probably close to you there, John. In the middle of nowhere. But I actually forget the name of the town that it's in. It was literally just like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, just learning. Okay.
But it's worth checking out. It was super cheap, I think, to get into $10, I think.
Oh wow. How much do you do? How many attractions were there?
Like 4.
4 for $10?
Yes. I mean, I'm not talking
Wow.
like these were like big attractions. These weren't like, not like 4 field of screen.
Oh, okay. It's not 4
attractions. But what they were doing there, I mean, you definitely easily got your money worth, and to know that your money went to the local firehouse.
Yeah.
I love haunts that do that. That give back to community or charity or something like that.
Definitely. I'm always happy when I hear about that. And that was your last haunt, right?
That was the last haunt. Yes.
So we started out the haunt season together and halfway to Halloween, and then we did all of fall and all that fun. And then I was crazy because I love Halloween 365 days of the year. I went to haunts for Christmas haunts. So I went to 2 Christmas haunts in December, day after day. And I went to Kim's Christmas, and that was their Halloween event. There was their Christmas mixed with Halloween event, and there was Christmas decorations. And they only did one haunted house. They did the Horror of Menges Mill, but it was a lot of fun. The very first room, I got a picture with Krampus, and that was awesome. I didn't expect that. So right off the bat, you get a picture with Krampus, and then there's Christmas decorations everywhere, and Santa hats, and crazy elves, and it was so much fun. And the dragon room, they changed one of the dragons into Rudolph and had a red nose on him. It was it was so much fun. They had prop body bags were wrapped in wrapping paper.
Oh,
They
nice.
had fake snow coming at you in areas. It was awesome. There was Ebenezer Scrooge in one area. It was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. It was a completely different feel than the haunt season. It was like an entirely different world you stepped into. It was so much fun. I loved it.
Awesome.
And I also did the hearse ride again. And I'm happy I did because I think they called it like the Christmas casket instead. And I'm happy I did it because they played different music. They were playing covers of Nightmare Before Christmas music.
Oh, nice.
So that was really fun. I was like, that's cool. And Kim had her whole Santa Claus hat on and Christmas light necklace, and Maggot's one of the crazy characters that actually pushes the coffin into the hearse. He had a whole Christmas getup on, so it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And they had hot chocolate, of course, and they moved the escape room. It must be easily movable. It's in a little camper. They moved that from there over to where the ticket concessions is, right next to it, and they put the word Christmas on the side of it, and you could do
Oh, nice.
the zombie escape room. So, and of course there was Kim's Christmas merch, of course. So gotta
Of
have the
course.
Kim's Christmas merch. And Field of Screams, their creepy Christmas event, so much fun. Just like for Halfway to Halloween, these actors do not hold back one bit. I mean, one bit. Absolutely insane. They were like 5 chainsaw guys in the meat locker in the Den of Darkness, going absolutely insane. 2 of them knew who I was, so they were going all out. Shout out to Butch and Stitch. So, and of course, shout out to Grim with the Frightmare Asylum. And it was so much fun. I love that event as well. And you could get a picture with Breezy and Crunk and Creepy Santa. So I love that event as well. It was so much fun. And in the Frightmare Asylum, it was just like Frankie was following me in Brighton Asylum. A freaking crazy snowman was following me throughout the whole freaking asylum. Just this crazy snowman. I found out later that it was actually Stitch, Dr. Stitch, coming after me. So shout out to him. But he was coming out of nowhere. He was coming out of the checkered scene and doctor scenes, and it was insane. So shout out to him following us throughout that haunt.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. I
I
love
would love to do. I only did one Christmas haunt. That was several years ago. That was down at Bennett's Curse. But I would love to do more. But my weekends in December are just like pretty much insane. So for me to get out to one of them, it's. But I would love to do. I would love to do more of the Christmas stuff.
And I liked seeing the change to the field screens fully done. Like I had, like when we went for Halfway to Halloween, that area with like the incinerator with like burning the bodies with like the headless bodies hanging, that wasn't done when we went. So it was really cool to see that. And that
Right.
actor there was going crazy, and this snow goblin came out of the corner and was grabbing our hair. That was really cool.
Nice.
So, and I got the tip to Gene that night, and he was very happy to talk to me. And he actually was asking me and asking our audience, like, what do they want to see? Like for the Hayride, they want to know if they want to see a pirate ship. Do they want to see the movie scene come back? Do they want to see the guillotine scene, but on steroids, like bigger and better? What do they want to see? So if you saw that video, comment on that video or comment below here on this video. What do you want to see at Village Screams? What different changes do you want to see for the 30th anniversary? Congrats to them this year, 30th anniversary.
Wow. Yeah, definitely going to be crazy next year.
Oh,
Field of Screams for their 30th. Definitely excited. And check them out because I know they're doing a Valentine's Day, a St. Patty's Day, the halfway to Halloween.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th they're doing, yes.
That's like day after day, like halfway to Halloween, Friday the 13th,
Yes.
real close.
Yeah.
So, and they'll do the Christmas haunt again too. So
A lot of things, a lot of these haunts are doing a lot of like off-season stuff.
it's because
is-
people love it. People are obsessed with Halloween just like we are. So
Yep.
they love going to it year round. Why not?
Except for Easter. No one's really doing an Easter one.
No. I know you
which-
talked about that really awesome one that was in like Peru, Illinois.
Yes.
We
down in
actually did the
Illinois.
hunt for the eggs. That sounded
Eggs,
so much
yes.
fun.
Hello, people out there.
wish Bennett's did
Do
that.
like an egg
Bennett's-
hunt.
Bennett's could totally do that. They do the demon baby scavenger hunt. Why couldn't they do the egg scavenger hunt?
Right.
So
I would love to see it.
That was our haunt season. Thank you if you stuck to the end of this listening to everything we had to say about the haunt season. Thank you very much for everybody that watches these videos. We love doing them. We love the haunt season. We love giving you content every single month, even when haunt season isn't happening. And I can't wait to talk about it in the future.
You're a person watching this that works in the haunt stuff. If you're an actor, owner, builder, and you want to be interviewed, let us know.
Put it in the comments below or email us or contact us on social media. I am on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find me on Instagram the most. My username is haunt_informer. You can direct message me there. And you have Instagram.
I do. It's just at Fall Ritual, all one word, and that's pretty much where I'm at.
And you can also email me as well if you want to. I have a Gmail account, hauntinformer@gmail.com. And you have a Gmail account, right?
Yes, it's just gbird013@gmail. Bird with a Y.
Alrighty, so you can contact us multiple ways or comment below. Reach out to us. We would love to talk to you. There's lots of haunt actors and builders we want to talk to in the future. We have some secret guests we want to have on in the future. We're going to try to contact them, and lots of fun is going to be in store for 2022. So definitely check back. And yes, thank you very much for all the views and following us along. I remember when we started this back in March of last year, and we were starting out not knowing what we're going to do, but we've had so many great guests on, scare actors, haunt owners. We've just had great conversations talking about our experiences, haunt attractions. So I've had a great time, and I can't wait to continue it in the future. And this has been episode 17 of Fall Informer. I've been John from the Haunt Informer.
And I'm Glenn from Fall Ritual.
And until next time, happy hauntings.